So while I was doing the previous video, I thought, why not make an installation guide for the Bluetooth car interface device. It's essentially a CD changer, digital one. It can accept Bluetooth input, USB flash drives and auxiliary AUX cable. So let's begin. First thing you're gonna need to do is pop out your radio. As you can see, I have already done that using barbecue skewers. You have to put them in the holes so they contract the pins, and you can slide the radio out just like so. Next, what we need to do is locate the pin headers, and that one right here is the one we need. It is the CD changer port. This is where we will connect that blue plug that will allow this device to function. It has both power and data, so we don't need to power the device separately. As you guys can see, it's a bit of a cable mess over here. So let's begin by routing that Bluetooth interface cable through the dash. It's not easy doing that with one hand, by the way. There we go. Now to plug it in. What you need to do before plugging the device in is disconnect your car's battery. That's to have no power going to the radio, because if you have power going to the radio, you can pretty easily fry the thing when you connect it. So go and do that. Then you just get the plug and click it into place. As you can see, you have a fuse box here for that device. Okay guys, so I had a bit of a problem, and basically the speakers popped. That's because I didn't disconnect my battery, even though I said you have to do that. So the speakers popped, maybe you heard that, and there was just a little hum from them, but no audio from the radio. To fix that, you just have to disconnect your radio, as I have done here, and reconnect it again. So let's do that. So just click them into place. The radio is coming back to life, and now it is again working. That static from the radio. As you can hear, there is music. Next thing we need to do is hide all the wires. So let me put the camera somewhere and I will do that. Okay, so I have the camera mounted now, so I hope you can see what I'm doing. What we need to do is just tuck the wires away behind the radio, being careful not to crimp any wire, not to pinch it. Sometimes it might be a bit tricky, but as you can see, everything goes into place. Also, I'll put back. This thing goes into a hole at the back, supporting. There's supporting beam at the back with a hole in it. So you have to be sure there is no wires in front of this. Now it is time to remove the tools we used to get the radio out. And just push it into place until it clicks, as so. Okay, so the previous owner had some similar system, I think, or GPS system, I don't know. So he already had created the hole over here. That is the tray that sits just below the radio. Or if you have a CD changer, that will be sitting over here, but I have the tray. So there is already a hole created, and I run the cables for the auxiliary cord and the microphone. That's the microphone, by the way. I ran them through that hole and into the dash. They are quite long cables, so you need to tuck them away down there. There's actually quite a bit of room. I don't know if this is going to be visible. Let me turn on the flash and try to show you how much room is in the dash. So next thing we do is after we have the cables already going into the dash, we need to get the ends and connect them. Here I will be connecting the auxiliary cord, which is this one, and the microphone, which is that one. I can say that this is the microphone because it only has one ring. I will try to focus. Here we go. It only has one ring, while this thing, the auxiliary cord, has two rings. That is right and left channel and ground, and this only has one microphone input, line in, and ground. So to know where to connect that, we need to turn the device around, and as you can see, we have the marking on the back. Auxiliary goes on this side by the USB, and microphone goes on that side. Also, you can connect the remote on this side, but as I said, I have the remote on my steering wheel, so I won't be connecting that. Let's plug in. Mic goes in on the one side. Auxiliary goes in on the other. So the device looks something like that, with the main cable going to the head unit, the mic cable, and the auxiliary cable. Also, if you want, you can connect a USB extension cable. So you have the USB cable somewhere, maybe in your glove box or in the tray. But I only have the auxiliary and the microphone in the tray. I don't really use the USB. I don't really use even the auxiliary cable. I usually connect my phone over Bluetooth, but when there is other people in the car, I just pass them the cable and they can play music without me disconnecting my device. Okay, now we have everything connected the way we want it. it's time to just put everything in the dash. Believe me, there is room for it. At least in this car, which is by the way a Peugeot 307. As you can see, it just goes down there and sits quite nicely. You can't even see it, or you can, but it is out of the way of everything. This box over here, it also has to go down, because as you can see, this is the support member I was talking about earlier. There is the hole, and here is the tray. This thing goes into that hole to support. I am seeing some wires over there, so I will just move them out the way. Now put the access wire back in the dash and install the tray. As you can see, that's the final result. The two cables, which is the microphone and the auxiliary behind it. You can just grab the cable and pull it out and pass it to the passenger. Then just retract it back in this area in the dash. It is not the best solution, but that's how I like it. Okay, now we have the device installed. As you can see, the dash is clear. There is nothing to suggest that there is the installed device, except these two cables, one of which is the microphone and the other is the auxiliary cord. There is no damage to the dash. We didn't have to pull out the radio to install the device. It works very good. It doesn't have a noise. Thank you for watching another Panda video. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and see you in the next one.